be starting with verse number 1. We'll do that today. We'll not as stressed with time. Joshua chapter 1. 3 weeks ago, we preached our first message on faithfulness. And I told you that this is the first of 3 messages. Brother Mama, can you please turn this off? And last week was our second. And this is our third. And I think Satan tried to shake our faith a little bit this previous week. But it's good to see Christians who are still on fire for the Lord, no matter what happens. And I hope and pray that we will stay faithful to the Lord. I'll not be preaching for 2 weeks because we have a guest next week and the week after. So the next time you will hear me will be March 3. It's next month. And if the rapture will take place, then you will hear Brother Martin next Friday. Joshua chapter 9, and let's read this responsively. I will ask the men, please read the odd numbers, and then the ladies will be reading the even numbers, and together we will be reading verse 9. Men, we will start with verse 1, ready. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1, begin.
After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Moses, his servant, saying,
Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I will give to them, even to the children of Israel.
Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that I have given unto you, as I said unto Moses.
From the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the flowing out of the sun, shall be your coast.
There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee.
Be strong and of good courage, for unto these people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them.
Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
All together, verse number 9.
I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage, be not afraid, neither do not dismay, for the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest.
Let me just read 2 verses for you before we go to the Lord in prayer. Verse 5, there shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Turn to chapter 11, and we will read 1 verse from chapter 11 and verse number 15. The Bible says this, as the Lord commanded Moses, his servant, so did Moses command Joshua, and so did Joshua. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded Moses. Lord, we are thankful today that we are serving a faithful God who will never leave us nor forsake us. Lord, we know that our faith will be tried time and time again. And oftentimes our trials are greater than the ones we had previously. And we will be facing greater trials in the future. how to overcome those trials is not for us to figure out, because all we have to do is trust in Thee, rely on Thee, because we know that You will not forsake us as You promised us. Lord, as we look at the life of Joshua today, I pray, Lord, that You will teach us helpful insights, lessons that will help us as we serve You. Help us, Lord, to take these lessons to heart, especially the ones, the believers in this room, who desires to be used of You in Your ministry. I pray, Lord, that You will bless this time of learning. Dear Holy Spirit, we pray that You speak to our hearts again today. Move in our midst. Lord, we pray for the salvation of our visitors, though the message today is not intended for salvation, but Lord, I pray that somehow You will open their hearts and that You will speak to them and that they will receive Jesus as their personal Savior. Bless this time of preaching. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much. You may be seated. After the death of Moses, he died when he was 120 years old. He spent 40 years of his life in Egypt, and then the next 40 years of his life in Midian, in the wilderness, and then the third 40 years of his life he spent leading the people of Israel from Egypt to the Promised Land, almost to the Promised Land. After his demise, after his death, the Lord chose Joshua. Now, I don't know kung bakit si Joshua. We cannot question the Lord. Amen? Amen? The Lord knows what He is doing. I don't know why the Lord has to send your pastor here in Qatar. Marami namang mas matalino at mas mga magagaling na mga pastors. But God decided to choose His servant and bring to this place to minister to God's people here. So he was chosen by the Lord to lead the Israelites into the Promised Land. That was a huge task. It was a daunting task. Malaking trabaho po ito. Can you imagine leading? We do not know the number of the Israelites, but the Bible tells us that there were 600,000 footmen. Those were men who were able to fight. Let's say if there are 600,000 footmen, if there are that much ladies, another 600,000, that's 1.2. Let's say they have 2 kids on average na lang, kahit dalawa na lang, that gives you 2.4. It could be 3 million or more people. So it was a huge task for Joshua to lead these people and also to fight the enemies. However, we find that Joshua was faithful to his responsibility. And I think that faithfulness is because of the faithfulness of God. In verse number 5, the Bible says that there shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Sabi ng Panginoon kay Joshua, hindi kita pababayaan. Isn't that a wonderful promise? That reminds me of the Lord Jesus Christ when He gave the Great Commission. It was also a daunting task. It was also a big task for those 11 disciples, apostles, to evangelize the world. But the Lord Jesus Christ gave them His promise. He said, "And lo, I am with you." So, palagi natin alalahanin yun that God is always with us. Kahit ano man ang pagdadaanan natin sa buhay, no matter what you go through in life, God is always with you. He never promised that He will keep you away from trouble. Sometimes the Lord will allow us to go through troubles. It's just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They said, King, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us out of thine hand. But they said, but if not, do you see that? They recognized that God might allow them to go through trials. But when they went through the trial, we read in the book of Daniel chapter 3 that the Lord was with them. So it was a huge task, but he was faithful to the responsibility that was entrusted to him by God. Now the life of Joshua exemplifies principles that are applicable to any Christian who desires to be of God. If you are here this morning and you want God to use your life, you listen to the message. You listen to these lessons that we can learn from the life of Joshua. What can we learn from his life? First of all, a faithfulness to follow. We see in the life of Joshua a faithfulness to follow. In verse number 1, tignan niyo in verse number 1, now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake to Joshua, the son of Nun. Moses says what? Minister. He was the minister. What does that mean? He was the servant of Moses. He was there to do anything that Moses wants to be done. That's a wonderful thing for a leader. Isang malaking bagay yan para sa isang leader na you want something done and somebody is always there to do the job. And BBC is blessed with this kind of people. But we are missing one. We are one less servant in our church today, and it's pretty obvious. Brother Emil is not with us today. But we see something in the life of Joshua. He possessed a steady and submissive spirit. Meron kakaiba yung spirit, yung attitude ni Joshua. I included the word steady because you can be submissive for a while and become rebellious later. Do you understand? It is possible to be submissive at first and then become rebellious in the end. But if you will take a look at the life of Joshua, he was a man who was very submissive from start until finish. Now, turn your Bibles in the book of Exodus chapter 24. I will show you something here. Exodus chapter 24, verses 13 and 14. Exodus 24, verses 13 and 14. The Bible says here, and Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua, that's the word again, do this. And Moses went up into the mount of God. And he said to the elders, tarry ye here for us, until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matter to do, let him come unto them. Ano makita natin dito? What do you see here? We find here that Moses took Joshua with him. Joshua followed his leader, even when he did not know where his leader was, even when he did not know what his leader was doing. I'll explain that to you in just a little while. Dumating yung point na hindi na alam ni Joshua kung nasaan si Moses. Matagal nang nawala si Moses, but he was willing to follow his master Moses. Later, as we nabasa natin in the book of Joshua, that he became the leader of Israel. And you know what? There is a lesson here. He reaped what he had sown. Kung ano yung naging attitude ni Joshua sa kay Moses, ganun din yung naging attitude ng mga tao sa kanya. Look at your Bible. Let's go back to Joshua chapter 1 and verse number 10. After God had spoken to him, Joshua said, verse number 10, then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, so he talked to the people. Let's jump to verse number 16, 17, and 18. And they answered Joshua, saying, all that thou commandest us we will do. Please get this. All that thou commandest us we will do, and whithersoever thou Send us as we will go. According as we hearken unto Moses in all things, so we will hearken unto thee. Only the Lord thy God be with thee as he was with Moses. Whosoever he be that rebel against thy commandment, and will not hearken unto thy words in all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and of a good courage. We see the commitment of the people to follow Moses, to follow Joshua. Why? Because when he was a follower, when he was following Moses, he was a good follower. Folks, there is a divine law that is written in the Word of God. You will reap what you sow. Aanihin mo yung itinanim mo. Kapag ikaw ay rebelyosong klase ng tao, others will also rebel against you. If you are a father, if you are a daddy, and you are rebellious to authorities, you will have a rebellious children. If you are a wife and you are rebellious to your husband and to authorities, you will have rebellious kids. In fact, if you have rebellious kids, do not blame your kids. Examine yourself. Probably you are reaping what you have sown. Not only that he possessed a steady and submissive spirit, that steady and submissive spirit, we also find in him that he possessed a steadfast stand. A steady and steadfast stand. Strong, I should say. A strong and steadfast stand. Now look at your Bible. Let's jump to chapter 32. Exodus 32, verses 15, 16, and 17. Ito yung continuation ng chapter 24. Look at verse number 15. And Moses turned and went down from the mount, and the two tablets of the testimonies were in his hand. The tablets were written on both their sides. On one side and on the other were they written. And the tables were the word of God, and the writing was the writing of God graven upon the tables. Look at verse 17. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war in the camp. What do we see here? Moses took Joshua to Mount Sinai. Basahin niyo yung magsimula sa 24 until chapter 32. He took Joshua to Mount Sinai and he disappeared. Nawala si Moses. You know how long? He was gone for 40 days. Nawala si Moses ng 40 days. And you know what? When he descended, when he came down from Mount Sinai, Joshua was right in his place. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na he followed his leader even when he did not know who his leader was. Nasaan na si Moses? He did not leave his post. Hindi niya iniwanan yung kanyang poste kung saan siya iniwan ni Joshua when Moses, I should say, when Moses came down, Joshua was right in his place. He did not abandon the post where his leader seemingly abandoned him. Now let me ask you, if you were Joshua, what have you done? Kung ikaw sa lugar ni Joshua, anong ginawa mo? Nandun ka sa lugar na yon? He did not know how long Moses is going to be gone. You stand there and wait. After 1 week, after 10 days, 20 days, wala pa rin si Moses. 30 days, wala pa rin. Wala namang cellphone noon. He can text Joshua, saglit na nga, nag-uusap pa rin ako. He doesn't have communication with Joshua. But Joshua stayed where Moses left him. He was steadfast. You know, it's a blessing to have Christians like that. I went to Shahania to visit me and Brother Emil one Thursday afternoon. And we went to NAFCO, to that place. I talked to Eric and some of those guys. They are here. Eric and Julius and those guys. And kinukumusta lang kung paano sila. And I said, how's your Bible study? Oh, Pastor, we still have Bible study here. And I said, every Monday, yes, Pastor, I do. Who comes here? Brother Alex. Who comes with him? He comes So you have a lot of men here that are like that. He was faithful to Pharaoh. He was faithful to Pharaoh. He possessed a steady and submissive spirit. He possessed a strong stand and steadfast stand for the Lord. The second thing that we learn from Joshua is not only a faithfulness to Pharaoh, but we see in him a faithfulness to fight. Joshua is a great general. Magaling na general ito. Now, he was, if you go to Exodus chapter 17, turn back to Exodus chapter 17. Balikan natin yung Exodus chapter 17. Start with verse number 8. From verse 8 down to verse number 14, the Bible says here, Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose out men, and go out and fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand. And Joshua, look at this, did as Moses had said unto him, and fought with Amalek, and Moses and Hur, and Aaron and Hur went up to the top of the hill with Moses. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy. And they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, and only one side, and the other on the other side. And his hand was steady until the going down of the sun. Look at verse number 13. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in the book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of the Amalek from under heaven. Ano yung responsibility ni Joshua rito? His assignment was a very difficult one. It was a tough one. Moses was on top of the hill with who? Aaron and Hur. Bakit sila nandun? Why am I supposed to lead the soldiers in fighting the Amalekites? But that was the assignment. It was a very dangerous assignment. In your notes, he was tasked to choose faithful fighters. He was tasked, yung assignment niya rito is to choose faithful fighters. The Bible says, and Moses said unto Joshua, Choose out men. These would be men. Ito yung mga men that would stand their ground. Ito yung mga sundalo na hindi tatakbo sa gitna ng away. These would be men who stood their ground and stayed fighting in spite of personal peril. Kahit na delikado, talagang hindi nila iiwan ang kanilang fight against the Amalekites. Matinding assignment ito. Because you have to choose those men. They were like the soldiers of Gideon. Babalikan pa natin to, but I want you to turn to Judges chapter 8, verse number 4. You remember the soldiers of Gideon? He was left with 300 men. Okay? In chapter 8, tignan nyo ito, verse number 4. The Bible says here, And Gideon came to Jordan and passed over, he and the 300 men that were with him. The Bible says, faint yet what? Pursuing them. They were already tired, they were hungry, they were already faint, they were already weak, but the Bible says they were faint yet pursuing them. Ganito rin yung mga sundalo ni Joshua. He was tasked to choose faithful men, faithful fighters who would fight with the Amalekites. Not only that, letter B, he was tasked to combat ferocious foes. He was tasked to combat ferocious foes. Go back to chapter 17. The Bible says here in verse number 10, So Joshua did as Moses said to him, and Joshua fought with Amalek. And verse number 13, and Joshua discomfited Amalek. You know, the Amalekites were bitter enemies of talagang matinding kalaban ng mga Israelites ito. They continued to attack Israel, the Israelites, even until the time of Saul and David, and even during the time of Hosea. However, the Lord used Joshua to defeat them. Amen? Makita natin dito yung katuparan ng pangako ng Panginoon in chapter 1, verse number 5. We see that God was true to the promise He made to Joshua in chapter 1, verse number 5. That is Joshua. He was faithful to follow, and he was also faithful to fight. You know, tayong mga Kristiyano, the Bible says, we are soldiers of the Lord Jesus Christ. Did you hear me? The Bible says we are soldiers. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse number 3. Look at that verse. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse number 3. We are the soldiers of the Lord Jesus Christ. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse number 3. The Bible says here, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. A good soldier doesn't run in the midst of a battle. A good soldier doesn't quit just because he is afraid. You know, a good soldier will die fighting. Amen? And God expects the same. Now, our faith will be tried. Our faith will be tried. But will you stop? Are you going to stop doing what you are doing for God just because you're afraid of something? Do you remember the message we heard last week when Esther said, if I perish, I perish. I'm going to do this. If I die, I die. I don't know about you, but I want to be like Joshua. I want to be like the man that Joshua chose. They fight even when it was dangerous. And number 3, the last thing that we learned here, Joshua, we learn from Joshua not only faithfulness to follow, a faithfulness to fight, but we also see in him a faithfulness to finish. He was faithful to finish. We read that verse already in Joshua chapter 11 and verse number 15. We'll go back to that verse. The Bible says here, and as the Lord commanded Moses his servant, so did Moses command Joshua. And so did Joshua. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded Moses. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded Moses. That means he finished his job. How did he finish his job? Hindi kaya ni Joshua ito. He finished the job through God's majestic wisdom. O unahin na muna natin yung isa. Through God's miraculous working. It was not Joshua. He did the job through God's miraculous working. God was working a miracle through Joshua. How did I say that? Tingnan nyo in verse number 15. Look at verse number 15, 16 down to verse number 20. So Joshua, verse number 16 now, took all the land, the hills, and all the south country, and all the land of Goshen, and the valley, and the plain, and the mountains of Israel, and the valley of the same. Even from the Mount Halak, that goeth unto Shear, even unto Baal-Gad in the valley of Lebanon, under Mount Hermon, and all their kings he took and smote them and slew them. And Joshua made a war a long time with all those kings. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel save the Hivites and the inhabitants of Gibeon. All other they took in battle. Verse number 20, for it was of the Lord to harden, look at this, it was of the Lord to harden their hearts, that they should come against Israel. You underline the word they. That they should come against Israel in battle, that he might destroy them utterly, and that they might have no favor, but that he might destroy them as the Lord commanded Moses. If you will read Joshua chapter 9, chapter 10, and chapter 11, you see the enemies of Joshua. They were conferring, they joined forces. So hindi na kailangang atakin sila ni Joshua ng paisa-isa. They already conferred, they already joined their forces and they attacked Israel. And so God just destroyed them at once. He defeated them. Now, God was working in the life of Joshua. Let me insert this. There was one time when Joshua made a costly mistake. In the life of Joshua, lahat naman ng mga tao nagkakamali tayo. Amen? The best of men are only men. Joshua made a foolish mistake one time in his life. And it was a costly one. When was this? Tingnan natin, balikan natin yung chapter 9. Chapter 9 ng Joshua. This was yung time when they were deceived by the Gibeonites. Itong grupo ng mga Gibeonites, they were terrified with Joshua and the Israelites. And so instead of fighting them, they deceived Joshua. They came to him, they pretended that they have come from a long distance, and they pleaded with them not to destroy them, but to make them their servants. And anong ginawa ni Joshua? Naawa naman siya doon sa mga tao, he took them. But the instruction of God was very clear, utterly destroy them. It's either they flee or they get destroyed. You know why he made a mistake? Verse number 14. And the men took of their victuals, listen to this, especially you young people, and asked not counsel at the mouth of the Lord. Yeah. Hindi nila ipinag-pray yung decision na ginawa nila. Katulad din nung sinasabi natin nung nakaraan, hindi sila nanghingi ng advice. That was the mistake he made. But apart from this, Joshua was used by God in a great way. He was used by God in a great way. God worked mightily through him, and he conquered how many? 31 kings. Look at your Bible in chapter 12. Chapter 12 and verse number 24. The Bible tells us here, the king of Tirsa won all the kings 30 and 1. God did a miracle in the life of Joshua. He was able to finish the job because of the help of God, because of the working of God in his life, and let it be because of the wisdom of God, through God's majestic wisdom. Pag pinasa natin yung chapter 11, verse number 6, you see in Joshua 11:6, the Bible says, and the Lord said unto Joshua. What do we see here? He was given clear instructions by God. And you see that in many verses. We included some in your handout, but let me take you to some of these verses. Chapter 3 and verse number 7. It's not chapter 13. In your notes it says chapter 13, but it's chapter 3, verse number 7. The Bible says, and the Lord said unto Joshua. Look at chapter 5, verse number 3. 5, verse number 3. I'm sorry, chapter 6, verse number 2. The Bible says, and the Lord said unto Joshua. Chapter 7 and verse number 10. And the Lord said unto Joshua. Chapter 8, verse number 1. And the Lord said unto Joshua. Okay, verse number 18. And the Lord said unto Joshua. Chapter 10 and verse number 8. And the Lord said unto Joshua. 11:6, nabasa na natin yun. Another one, chapter 13, verse 1. And the Lord said unto him. You see that? What was God doing? Binibigyan ng Panginoon ng clear na mga instructions si Joshua. God gave him clear instructions. That means he had the wisdom of God. Amen? Amen? That's why he knew exactly what he was doing. And if he was doing what God said, he cannot fail. Because that is no longer the wisdom of Joshua, that is already the wisdom of God. And folks, that's how we finish the race. We finish the race through God's wisdom. And God's wisdom we can have God's wisdom through the Word of God. Amen? Through the Word of God. Now let me end by saying this. Let me end by highlighting verse number 15 of Joshua chapter 11. Because this is where we find the faithfulness of Joshua. The Bible says, and the Lord commanded Moses, his servant, as the Lord. So Moses commanded Joshua. It's like the Great Commission. Kung ano yung ipinag-utos ng Panginoon sa kay Moses, yun din yung mga utos na binigay niya kay Joshua. Now I want you to see this. The Bible says he left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded Moses. What is the secret here? Anong sikreto dito? What was the secret of Joshua? Bakit nagawa niya lahat yung mga pinagawa ng Panginoon? There is a blank in your notes. I want you to write this. Joshua left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded him. Why? Because he spent, in fact, you can put the word all of his time doing the things God commanded him to do. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded Moses because he spent his time doing the things God commanded him to do. You know, bilang mga Kristiyano, maraming pinapagawa ang Panginoon sa atin. Amen? Are you with me?
Amen.
As a Christian, God commanded us a lot of things. But you know, it's very sad, many Christians are leaving a lot of things undone. Maraming mga Kristiyano, hindi natin nagagawa yung mga bagay-bagay na ipinapagawa ng Panginoon. Alam niyo kung bakit? We spend our time doing things that God did not command us to do. We spend using our time, most of our time, doing things na hindi naman ipinag-utos ng Panginoon. They may not be wrong. Did Joshua finish everything he wants to do? Definitely no. There are a lot of things that he wanted to do that he did not accomplish. Pero yung mga pinag-utos ng Panginoon, nagawa lahat ni Joshua yun. Why? Because he used his time, he spent his time doing the things God commanded him to do. Now, let me show you. Can I tell you a painful truth? Is it okay? If it's not okay, just cover your ears for a while, okay? I want to show something here. Can you please show me that, Brother Roman? Look at some of the things here. Things God commanded us to do. Did the Bible command us to pray? Can I see hear a louder answer?
Yes.
Is there anything in the Bible about studying the Word of God?
Yes.
Meditating the Word of God?
Amen.
Is there any command in the Bible regarding serving God?
Yes.
Do you find anything in the Bible about giving?
Yes.
Do you find anything in the Bible about witnessing and soul winning, preaching, teaching, and all those things? Do you find anything in the Bible about attending church? Hello?
Yes.
Now let me ask you this. Is there a command in the Bible for sports?
No.
Is there any command in the Bible about our career? Business?
No.
Pursuing an education? I mean a command where God said, okay, this is what you need to do. Increasing our prestige,
No.
leisure, adventure. Again, as I have said, those things may not be wrong. But oftentimes, we leave a lot of things undone of what God has commanded us because we spend our time doing the things God did not command us to do. I'm not saying it's wrong to play sports. I love sports. There is an imbalance. Someday you will die. All of us will die. Joshua, when he died, the Bible says that he left nothing undone. In fact, he was still alive when this verse was written. He was still alive, and yet he already accomplished what God wanted him to do. Why? Because he spent his time. In fact, if you will read the book of Joshua, you don't find Joshua taking a vacation or anything like that. That's why I included the word all. I'm not saying that you spend all your time just praying, reading your Bible. You can do that if you want, coming to church and just serving God. I'm not saying do not pursue an education. I'm not saying do not engage in business. I'm not saying don't play sports. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that God has commanded us. Many of those things are left undone because we spend our time doing the things God did not command us to do. Is there anything in the Bible about family? Hello? Did God command us in the Bible to love our wife? To submit you to your husband? To teach the children? Are we doing it? Again, oftentimes a lot of things are undone of what God has commanded us because of how we spend our time. If you want to accomplish the things God commanded you to do, because you will answer before God one day. My friend, better use the time God has given you to accomplish those things. This is like a school assignment. You go to a school, you have an assignment, you have a test paper, you have a research paper, you have a term paper, and you come back at the end of the semester, your requirements is not accomplished. Why? Because instead of studying, instead of going to the library, instead of researching, instead of working on your research paper and term papers, we do other things. And as a result, we fail the test, we fail the exam, we don't submit our papers. Do you understand what I'm saying? The doctrine class this afternoon, you will see there that most people are remembered for the way they finish life. How will you finish life? This is a good legacy for Joshua. Ang ganda pakinggan noon. Joshua left nothing undone of all that the Lord had commanded him. Did he finish everything he wanted to do? No. But the things commanded? Yes. Why? Because he spent his time working on those things. And you can do it. God gave us this message. God gave us that verse so that we will learn that we can also be faithful to the Lord in fulfilling, in doing the things that God wants us to do. If we only use our time in doing those things. You can do other stuff also, but do not neglect those things. Lord, we thank you for the message that you have given us today. I pray, O Lord, that what we heard today did not come from the lips of a person who is unworthy, but the truth that has sprung up, that has come out from your word. And I pray, Lord, that you will give us a heart to be responsive, receptive, not only of the things we like to hear, but even the things that are hard sometimes, but it's for our good. It's what you wanted us to learn. Lord, I pray that this message will help us the way we spend our time and to fulfill, accomplish the purposes that you have given to us. Bless me, we say. Help us, Lord, to be like Joshua, to be a faithful follower, faithful fighter, and a faithful finisher. Bless the invitation in Jesus' name we pray. Every head are bowed, eyes are closed, no looking around. With every head are bowed, eyes are closed. Who will say this morning, Pastor, God spoke to my heart.